Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Boy, what a difference day makes after yesterday's cold front. It is much colder today compared to yesterday. Now, some areas already had the cold areas yesterday, especially up along the Nebraska-Kansas border. But now everyone is staying cold for today, and we're likely going to continue that trend all the way through Monday before it warms up on Tuesday. Now, we do have the sun, so at least that's helping, but we still do have a little bit of a breeze. I do expect that wind to gradually decrease throughout the rest of the afternoon hours and the rest of the late morning and afternoon hours as well. But here's the clear skies for the area, some isolated clouds and even some isolated flurries down to the south across the country. We are monitoring a storm system continuing to push across the eastern half of the country. This was partly responsible for the snow up to our north yesterday in Nebraska and Iowa, and now we're monitoring the next storm system taking shape out in the Oklahoma, New Mexico area, and that will spread eastward over these next 24 hours or so, giving us an opportunity for some light snow tonight and some leftover morning clouds tomorrow before we get into the clearing and more sun by tomorrow afternoon. So that'll be something we're going to monitor over the next 24 hours. In the meantime, we have temperatures in the low to mid 20s for most areas, 24 in Topeka, 30 degrees in Melbourne, and wind chill values still in the teens at this hour, even down to 9 in Concordia at the 10 o'clock hour. As the day progresses, we'll have those temperatures warming up near 40 degrees for the afternoon and wind chill values in the mid-30s as those winds continue to weaken. 37 by 7 o'clock with a wind chill of 33. Here's a look at the latest on Supercast, showing the continued clear skies over the next several hours. And then as we get closer to about 2-3 o'clock, we'll start to get some clouds moving into our south and western communities. Clouds will continue to increase through the rest of the daytime hours. There's a chance we might get some sprinkles heading into the evening hours as temperatures still stay a little bit above the freezing mark. But then as temperatures continue to get colder, I am expecting that to change over to some light snow or flurries. Right now, I'm still not expecting any ice accumulation. This is all going to be either rain or snow, so no need to worry about that. I'm not expecting anything heavy either, even though this looks like there's a lot going on right now at midnight tonight, and then we'll continue that as we head through the rest of the overnight periods. By Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, notice that there still may be a few flurries, but for the most part, it is dry by that time, and we'll have decreasing clouds throughout the morning and early afternoon hours. Should be completely sunny for most areas as we get close to 2 o'clock, with clear skies continuing for the rest of the day. So as far as how much snow to expect, again, I'm not expecting much. I expect most areas to get dusting to a half inch for those that do get any snow. But for those that might get a little bit more, I'm still keeping my eye on the western portion of our viewing area. I don't think Manhattan's going to get up to 2 inches. This is actually going a little bit higher than what most of our other computer models are indicating right now and what models have been indicating for the past couple of days. It's something to continue to watch for as computer models come in throughout the rest of the day today. But I just wanted to show you what some of the other computer models are indicating, that it's not quite that high. Now, there is still some blue out in our western communities with the GFS and the NAM on the bottom row there, which indicates 1 and 2 inch amounts. But for most areas, we are in the white, which indicates a trace to 1. And for most areas, a trace to a half inch. I showed you the HER. That's one of the short-term models. Another short-term model is the graph. The others are medium and long-range computer models, so I'm inclined to go more with the short-term models, but obviously between the graph and the HER that I just showed you, that's quite a difference from how much snow we could expect between just 2 short-term computer models. So definitely something that we'll have to keep an eye on. So here's what I'm going with officially in the forecast as far as how much snow to expect. And then that dark blue around the Concordia, north central Kansas area, that's where about a half inch to 1.5 inches is possible. Otherwise, the general blue, if you will, the lighter blue is that trace to 1 inch out in our western and central portion of our viewing area. And then for the eastern half of the viewing area, this includes Topeka, and that trace to a half inch as it will continue to weaken and dissipate the farther to the east it gets. So not expecting a lot. These are low snowfall totals. It's nothing major. It's going to melt for the most part in the afternoon hours tomorrow with temperatures back up in the upper 30s to low 40s for most areas. But it could be enough that if you are out on the roadways tonight or tomorrow morning, there may be some slick spots, especially on elevated surfaces. So really have to be cautious of that. Otherwise, the bigger impact is going to be the colder temperatures, not the snow. I'm not concerned about the snow. I'm concerned about these cooler temperatures that we really haven't had a whole lot since the beginning of this month. It has been a very warm month, but we're back into the winter-like conditions over these next 4 days, and even technically a little bit below average for this time of year. So tomorrow, upper 30s and low 40s, mid-30s out towards the Missouri border, and then on Sunday, as another reinforcing shot at some cooler air works its way into the area, I think most spots will probably be stuck in the 30s, maybe even a few upper 20s in extreme northeast Kansas. But I do expect sunny skies on Sunday, maybe a few clouds in the morning, not as much as Saturday morning, but I do expect more sun on Sunday compared to the Saturday morning time frame. So with that in mind, going to be some cold wind chill values on Saturday. Will generally be in the upper 20s to upper 30s from northeast to southwest for northeast Kansas. And then on Sunday, most areas will be in the mid 20s to low 30s for 4 o'clock wind chill values when we would peak for our warmest part of the day. So a little bit on the chilly side, and that's thanks to some gusty winds. It's not going to be a lot of wind, but it's just enough when it's as cold as it's going to be. It doesn't take much. Here's Saturday afternoon. I think the strongest winds will be east of Highway 75. Better chance of getting close to 20, maybe 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Further back out to the west towards central Kansas, closer to 15-mile-per-hour gusts. So in general, sustained 5 to 15-mile-per-hour winds. For Sunday, that's when the winds will be a little bit more widespread, 20 to 25, maybe even getting close to 30 by midday along and east of Highway 75. And then it weakens more in that 20 to 25 mile per hour range towards 3 o'clock. So breezy both days, a little bit more widespread breeze on Sunday compared to Saturday. And then I just wanted to show you Monday because that's going to be our final day of the unseasonably cool temperatures, especially in the morning as you may be heading back to work or school that you have to get up early for, that the winds may gust near 10, 15 miles per hour. And when we'll have temperatures very similar, if not slightly cooler than this morning was. If you were out this morning, be ready for a similar start to the day compared to this morning, maybe even slightly colder. Otherwise, on Monday for the afternoon, wind gusts a little bit stronger farther out to the west you go towards north central Kansas. But once we get past Monday, then I think we're home free for the rest of the month with temperatures unseasonably mild. Of course, we have one more day of the month, Saturday being the final day of February, and I think it's going to stay mild. Whether or not we stay in the 60s or cool down a little bit, I still think it's going to be unseasonably mild. But temperatures are going to be generally in the 60s with a few 50s starting on Tuesday. Lows start to warm back up as well, more in the 20s Monday night compared to the teens Sunday night, and then 30s for the most part the rest of the week. Just wanted to show you the preliminary outlook for the month of March with the Climate Prediction Center releasing the monthly outlook yesterday. We have equal chances of drier than normal, wetter than normal for eastern Kansas for the month of March, with probability of drier than normal conditions in the western half of the state. And then temperature-wise, well, we have the majority of the southern two-thirds, even more than that, of the country, and the probability of above average temperatures for the month of March. So things are trending a little bit on the warmer side, especially once we get past these next 4 days. So we'll continue to keep an eye on the snow chance for tonight. I still would think that most areas will be in that trace to half-inch category, but if you're especially west of Manhattan, just be mindful that there is a low probability that a half-inch to as much as 1.5 inches is possible, but that would be about as much as it's going to be. I don't expect any 2 inches, but 1.5 inches would probably be the absolute max the way things are trending right now. Have a great day and stay warm.